Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Perigrination Podcast, episode number 1, our first official episode.
That's right. It's our first official episode.
Yeah, so we are here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, recording for you. My name is Jason.
And I'm Raj.
And we have a new website called peregrinpals.com.
That's right.
Yes, there's nothing on it yet. Just started.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go there yet.
We just got the website yesterday.
That's right. So I gotta upload some simple page stuff. We're gonna get that working. And so we've started everything and we have found an apartment to live in Chiang Mai.
That's right. And did we ever have to figure this out when we came here to Chiang Mai? It was quite a challenge.
Yes.
But we ended up doing it.
That's right. Yeah. We're planning on staying for 3 months, so we needed a more permanent place to stay than like a hotel. We found this place called the Ban Thai Apartments.
Ban Thai Apartments, Section B, right?
Yes, we're in the second building. So it's on this area called Nimman Road. It's a big area for lots of digital nomads and travelers and all sorts of people. So it's a pretty cool little street.
Lots of tourists you can see here as well. Lots of nice cafes where you can go do some work. Lots of co-working spaces. And of course, lots of touristy things like massages and lots of restaurants. It's a happening place. And, there's a Maya Center around, right?
What's the Maya Center?
The Maya Center is a big shopping mall here in this district.
Right.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So they have this cool little working space there. Where you can get some Wi-Fi and just work. It's open 24 hours a day.
It's called Camp.
Yes, it's pretty cool.
But my favorite part is the movie theater.
Oh, yes. Yes. So we had a little experience at the movie theater recently. We've been to 3 movies already. So movies are pretty cheap. They're usually like, if you go on the cheapest day, it's like 100 baht, which is about $3 or $4 Canadian. But the really cool part about the Maya Theater is that they have a first-class theater.
And you guys, if you haven't checked it out, you got to check out our YouTube video. We made a short video that shows you about what it is to experience first class in a theater.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It costs a bit more, of course, but you get all this popcorn and awesome seats. It's really comfortable. It was pretty cool. So yeah, check out our video for that. But what we actually wanted to talk to you about today was how we found this apartment in Chiang Mai.
So when we first came to Chiang Mai, we arrived on October 27th, and for the first 2 days, I had already booked ahead at a hotel. Sakulchai Place. Sakulchai Place Hotel, and it was fantastic. It was lovely. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a good little hotel, had a little pool. The people there were pretty nice. They had a little restaurant where we ate breakfast a couple times.
Yeah, and they had a gym. A little bit of a gym.
Okay, they had like a little fitness room.
Station, yeah.
But yeah. So it was really nice. The people were friendly, and it was relatively cheap. And it's right near the area that we were going to look around for apartments on Nimman Road. Yeah.
That's right. That's why I chose it, because then we would have easy access to the area where we actually wanted to live. So we would be able to spend a lot of time figuring out, well, we were hoping we wouldn't spend a lot of time. This is foreshadowing, of course, but we were hoping that we would just quickly find our more permanent resident, right? While we're here in Chiang Mai.
Yeah. So basically, the day we came, we were really tired. We slept, and then the next day kind of started on the journey. We knew we were going to stay, so let's get out there and find a place as quick as we can. And we basically walked around in 34-degree weather, sun beating down on us all day.
That wasn't the worst part for me. I didn't have sandals at this point. I was trying to get Columbia sandals like the way I got them last time when we traveled in Korea, but I couldn't find them anywhere, so I was stuck with a pair of nice heeled shoes, and walking in the sun for 8 hours in these shoes was just another experience I wasn't expecting. So
lots of blisters.
Put on a lot of Band-Aids, right?
Yeah.
I think I had 4 by the end of the day.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
Should have wore some running shoes.
Yeah, so we were trying to figure out a strategy as to how we would go and, figure out a place, what to do. We had heard that, there are a lot of places here in Chiang Mai, you can go in easily and find a place. But the problem is it's high season.
Yeah, so it's just starting high season right now. So when we were walking around, we found there's quite a number of condominiums that you can see, but a lot of them are like purchasable and not rentable.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of buildings also that are really cheap, but they're really old and don't really offer anything. And so I guess the criteria we kind of had when we were setting out to find a place was that we wanted a decent sized apartment and we were looking for a pool.
That's right. We wanted a
pool so we could like exercise easily and, you know, have some, because we'd heard that there are lots of places with pools that you could easily find. And we wanted somewhere that would be kind of close to the action, not far away from the main strip here. So we came along this strip and started looking for places.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out whether it would be best if we started looking for places on the internet and then going to those places and checking them out, or just, you know, take the chance and walk down the street, go up and down the alleys and just go into these serviced apartments. They're called serviced apartments, a lot of them, because they provide you with service. They provide room cleaning, and a lot of them, but not all, have a pool and usually like a fitness place.
Right.
So it's a good little package. So we ended up deciding that we're just going to randomly walk up and down the streets. And that is exactly what we did. We started near Soy 17.
Right, yeah, down at the 17? Sure, yeah, down at the end?
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, and we just kind of went back and forth, crossing the street and going to other sides of the main road and just kind of zigzagging our way up. So we also had a plan that maybe we could find an apartment if it was near like the Chiang Mai University pool, then we could just walk to it. But man, that was far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so we had an experience there, man. We went to check out the weightlifting area.
Yeah.
And it was literally like something you would see on The Walking Dead. They had like all these desks piled up and there was nobody there.
Yeah.
All the equipment was like shredded and ripped to shreds. And there was literally nobody around. It was dead quiet. And it felt like the zombie apocalypse or something.
And there was like some kind of smell there too.
Yeah.
It was weird. And the dim lighting.
Yeah.
It was creepy.
Yeah. So we kind of figured, okay, let's keep a pool closer by.
I kind of figured, hey, Jason, this is the perfect place for you. Sure you want to miss out on this opportunity?
Right, yeah. You can work out. You get full access to all the equipment all the time.
All the time. It's all yours.
Sure.
Yeah, we turned around as fast as we could out of that place.
Yeah. So, finding a place the way we did walking up and down the road, it gives you a good sense of kind of where everything is and how long it takes to actually walk around to places. Because, you know, we don't have a car, obviously. We just got here. We're not planning on getting a motorbike or anything. We thought about bicycles, but I think we're not going to do that. It's easy to catch like these things called Songteu. They're pretty cheap to get rides.
Anywhere.
Short rides, yeah. And if you go further, it can get a lot more expensive, but we don't really have plans on going way out of the city or anything, so it's not really an issue.
At least not on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Once in a while, you know,
Sure.
That's okay. So, so we searched and searched and searched.
How many days did we walk? 2?
I think we spent 2 days.
2 days
because what happened was
around.
when we got here, the next day, as you said, we looked around and it was unsuccessful, really.
Right.
We couldn't find anything because, like we said, it was like high season. And so it wasn't surprising a lot of the places were taken.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, the first day, the very first place we went to was Ban Thai. And we were like, do you have anything available? And the lady turns to us and says, yeah, but it's November 7th. And we're looking at our watches and we're like thinking, what? It's October 28th. What are we going to do? We want to move in as soon as possible, right?
Right.
So we're like, nah, forget it. We're out of here, right? You didn't
Yeah.
even give it a second thought, right?
Yeah.
And then...
So basically, we walked around and found a bunch of places, and it was kind of down to Bantai here and another place called Green Hill Condos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the Green Hill Condos, they have like 3 apartment complexes that are all kind of together in this little area. They have a pool, and they actually have a really nice fitness center. And the pool is pretty nice too, with a little kind of snack bar near it and stuff. So it seemed really cool. And when we went there, there's like all these people around the pool, all seeming to have a good time. And it seemed like a decent place.
Yeah, and so we were really struggling to decide whether we wanted to stay at Ban Thai or at Green Hills.
Yeah, so
for various reasons, right?
So the biggest difference was like the price. So Bantai is really cheap per month, and the other place, the Green Hills, was like twice as much.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they were asking. Okay, so like Jason said, there are 3 different apartments, and the first one was like really, it was the oldest one, right?
Yes.
And then there was the second one, and I don't know. I think it was the second one was like the newest one, or maybe it was the third one. Anyways,
Third one was the newest.
Anyways, the point is that we were like, okay, hey, this is all right. Like, we'll pay 10,000 baht for one room. It was like 32 square feet. Anyways, we thought it was great, but the problem was they were all gone. The thing that we found out is that people who come here over and over again to Chiang Mai somehow reserve these rooms. So they were offering us a similar room, the exact same measurements, but for more. And we couldn't justify.
Like way more, almost double the price, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were thinking about it like, oh, it seemed to have this nice atmosphere. Like, is it really worth it? And the pool seemed nice and stuff. But when it came down to it, like, we just couldn't justify outputting that kind of cost when really we're not getting that much of a benefit. The only real difference is that some of the furniture was a little newer.
That's it.
And they had a fitness center that could be easily accessed. But when you're talking about double the rent price, it just the math didn't work out.
Yeah, so then Ban Thai, we were just a little bit concerned because when we came here, we were just like, well, how do people meet each other? Because for us, it was very important to meet people because that was going to be part of our experience here in Chiang Mai. And so we were kind of concerned because everybody just seemed to be going in and out. But that's for another time, how we figured that out, how to meet people here in Ban Thai, right? Let's go back to our accommodation stuff.
Okay, so basically what happened was we eventually settled on Ban Thai. We just chose it. It was better. Like I said, the math didn't work out, so we came here. Even though moving in November 7th was a bit of a wait, we decided that it would be worth it even paying a little extra for the hotel. The math worked out again. So
now we had another mission. Like, we had to figure out where are we going to stay, what was it, for the next 9 or 8 days? I think it was 10 days.
9?
9 days. Anyways, we had to figure out where we're going to stay until November 6th. So we had to get back on the street and had to figure out where should we stay. And we liked our hotel that we were staying at, but we didn't really want to pay that much money. We just had reserved that hotel because it was our special time. It was our anniversary we celebrated, right? On the second day when we arrived here. So we decided to walk the streets again. It was really, really, really hot. And you're so surprised. It was so expensive.
Yeah, we were trying to look for like hostels and stuff, thinking that they would be cheap, and they were friggin' expensive, man. It was crazy. Like, we'd stayed before in Chiang Mai. We stayed in the old city. Prices seemed relatively decent there. And then just out here on the Nimman Road, I was kind of blown away. Like, we would be paying just as much as we were for the hotel room we were staying in almost, right?
Yeah.
It's maybe like 100 or 200 baht cheaper.
Right.
But for like a dorm.
Yeah.
Instead of like a full hotel room with a fridge and stuff.
And facilities, yeah. So eventually what happened was we're like, okay, we're not going to find anything here. And we were so surprised. So we just decided, let's go back to our original hotel and see if they have some kind of deal. I was personally actually worried that even if there was going to be anything available because, high season was coming.
Right. Yeah, so we got back in, we were asking around. So we had been staying in a little bit of a nicer room, so we just took the one step down, which was still really nice, right? And basically we said we're going to be staying for a while. We've already stayed here. Can you give us a deal?
A deal, please.
Yeah, so they talked to the manager and basically we got about, 100 baht off per night?
That's right, 100 off per night. But the problem was that we couldn't stay in the same room and we'd have to change after a few days. Right. That's kind of annoying, packing up your stuff and then have to change and et cetera, et cetera. So we're like, okay. But then she offered us a deluxe room and says, hey, it's 100 baht more. And honestly, 100 baht is just like, what is it, $3 more?
Yeah.
But we would get the room for the whole time.
Right, exactly. So straight up. So we were like, okay, well, we're just willing to pay to not change. And yeah, it didn't matter, I guess. We wanted a place to stay. But we had been essentially looking for a price around 500 baht a night.
Yeah.
And this would end up being about 600 baht per night.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, well, whatever. It's not that much in the long term. And whatever. We liked the hotel. The room was nice and everything. So we basically confirm and pay and do all that. And they're like, okay, let us just, write up everything, have a seat. And so we go to sit down in the little lobby area. And what happened?
And Jason kind of looks at me and then looks at the floor. And I'm like, oh, why don't you just pick up your money? You dropped like 1,000 baht. Like, I'm like thinking in my head. So I just bend down and I pick it up. I'm like, here you go. Because Jason is usually the one who takes care of the money. I'm like, this is so weird. And then...
Yes. But really, I was kicking that money along because I found it on the floor. And so I was kicking it into an area where no one would see us pick it up. So we found this 1,000 baht on the floor, which basically meant that our room ended up being less than 500 baht
a night. 420 or something like that.
Right. Yeah. I think it was 480. So we got lucky. Like, as soon as we kind of just said, okay, whatever, we'll just eat this cost and pay more, we found money on the floor, a whole bunch of cash, and got our room for cheaper. It ended up being less.
Yeah, it was just incredibly amazing. It was not even the fact that it was 1,000 baht. It was just the fact that it happened to us, and we were trying so hard all day, just trying to find like a reasonably priced place for us, for our budget. Yeah. And then this miracle happens, and it's just funny, and we're like looking at each other and we're like laughing, and the receptionist thinks that we're just so happy to have our deluxe room. But little did she know.
Yeah, really, we just found all this money and
honestly, it didn't belong to anybody.
Yeah, there was no one around. Like, if I saw someone drop it or something. Yeah. But there was no one around in the lobby for like several minutes. Yeah. There was just this 1,000 baht sitting there. So
exactly.
I tried to be all stealthy about it.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. So we enjoyed our deluxe room for the next week.
And now we're in Bantai. We've been swimming and, doing all sorts of stuff. It's been great. Yeah. So I like living in Chiang Mai. Our apartment's a decent size.
Yep. It's
got a fridge and a TV and a bed.
A balcony.
A balcony, yep.
Which is and we have a pretty nice view.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's you can see the mountains from here. Can you see the temple? Really see the temple.
No, you can't see the temple.
But it's nice, and I'm enjoying my time so far. How about you?
Me too. I'm really enjoying it, and we've met a lot of cool people here in Bantai as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Lots of travel bloggers and just people doing all kinds of cool travel stuff.
That's right.
So it's been fun.
Yeah, so this was our little bit about how we came about finding the apartment and our challenges here in Chiang Mai while doing some searching. So basically, when you get an apartment in Chiang Mai, you have a choice. Like when you come to Bantai, you can choose how long you want to stay. And we chose for 1 month, even though we know we're going to stay here at least for 3 months. But after a few weeks, they'll ask you, do you want to renew your time here? And then you just tell them, yeah. So it's not a problem. So you can stay here as long as you like, and just let them know. So it's a good setup.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You got to pay for your own electricity and water, just like any other apartments. But it's supposedly pretty cheap. We kind of haven't figured that out yet because we don't know what's going on. But that's it. So we're here. I think that's the end of this podcast. But we have some updates on some of our social media and whatnot. Like we told you at the top, we got our website purchased.
That's right.
So,
that's the exciting news.
Yes, that's the big news of the day or of yesterday. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's nothing on it. But we have kind of gotten all our other stuff together. Mm-hmm. So we're on Twitter. That's right. That's at Peregrine Pals. Mm-hmm. And where else? Instagram also. Yeah. Peregrine Pals.
And we have a Facebook page now.
Facebook page is Peregrine Pals.
YouTube channel. What's
that one?
It's Peregrine Pals.
Peregrine Pals.
Guys, it's Peregrine Pals. But our podcast is called...
Peregrination.
That's right.
By the Peregrine Pals.
That's right. Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel or have checked out our page, please do so. And if you have any questions for us, you can leave comments on the YouTube channel, or you can always contact us through the other social medias as well. That's right. We're going to probably be setting up an email to go with the site. What's our most recent video? The most recent video was about you with the vanilla ice cream. Oh, yes. So we went on a hike through the Sunday market in Chiang Mai, very famous. And there was a man selling this unique ice cream. So you can check that out. It was really delicious. What was really unique about it was how he made it. Yeah, so that's something that, is awesome to see on
Definitely
video.
check it out. Yeah, it's a cool little video, and I'll tell you right now, it tasted great.
Fantastic.
Spoilers.
Yeah, talk about spoiling things, Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're also planning on getting this podcast going on iTunes. So maybe by the next episode, you can check that out. And please like and subscribe and do all that everywhere you can.
Share.
Yeah, and talk to us, share your experiences with us.
Yep.
We'd love to hear and interact, so that'll be great. And wish us luck for the next week here in Chiang Mai.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.